regular books plus there are song sheets next to the books on the chair. Attention everyone in the lobby. Be sure to grab your hats and your glow sticks and your song sheets. And your Hanukkah. You what? You always help your mom with this?
And I could help anyone else.
Did your family? Yeah, they already set theirs up over there.
Well, I want to sit with you.
Okay, go ask Mom if you can bring your menorah up to where mine is. Yeah. All right, here, let's share the wax paper so that they...
Yeah?
All right.
That's my glow sticks from Halloween.
Oh, they're not... What? Oh, they were separate. They're like... They're on the table with them, though. Or you can just do some like...
Can I have a fidget?
No, your fidget's going to be the glow stick. Do you want to wear it as a bracelet?
No.
No, you just want to hold it?
My Hanukkah socks. I have at least 8 pair, one for every night.
Miss Bella gave me these.
Very cute. All right.
But I have to be very careful.
You do have to be very careful.
I even open presents.
What?
I open presents.
Already tonight? I didn't get any presents tonight. Are you going to bring me some? Where's my present?
I don't have it. I don't have a present. I'm going to open tomorrow when I just wake up.
Really?
For the fun race.
For the what?
For my ballet.
For your ballet.
But I'm going to start doing it by January.
Test. I just turned this on. Why does it feel like it's not on? Test, test. It must work. They heard me in the lobby. Right? Do I have a shadow?
Yeah? How are you feeling?
I'm making sure the sound is on. Okay, it is. And it looks like we're already
Hi,
on. All right, let's go get started. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, yai, dai, yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, dai, yai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, 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 yai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, dai, yai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, dai, yai, dai, 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 dai. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. We're going to start our service tonight with the Hanukkah candle lighting blessings and a couple Hanukkah songs. So I invite you to approach your menorah, your various Chanukiot.
This is mine.
If you need the words to the blessings, they are on page 572.
I don't need help.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't.
Take your shamash out. All right. So we're going to light our shamash first, and then we are going to say the blessings, and then light 6 candles tonight. 6 in addition to the shamash. Tonight is the 6th night of Hanukkah. Let's wait till everyone's got their shamash lit, or we got some critical mass on shamash. If you need more candles or matches, we have. Or if it's crowded over there and anyone would like to come move up here, they may. I've got more wax paper to put down on the table if you want to. Okay.
There's still stuff and candles in the hole.
Oh, goodness. Okay. How pretty. Now they face each other.
The teddy bear.
Yeah, they're teddy bears.
Can you celebrate Christmas?
Do I celebrate Christmas? Yeah, a little bit.
No, I don't.
That's okay, too. Different families do different holidays. We don't celebrate it in my house, but we have other family that do. Hi, would you like to light up here? Do you need matches? Oh, you have.
Oh, do you want some wax?
Yeah, I don't have a hand now.
No, I don't have a hand either.
Okay, ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem b'azman hazeh.
Mommy, why is it dripping? Why is it dripping?
Feel free to go back to your seats once your candles are all lit, and we will. Whoop! Good thing that wax was there, huh?
Wait.
Oh, nope. I don't know what to do.
Oh, not too much. Oh my God. Oh. Okay. We're going to have to let the wax burn, I think. Here.
Gosh darn it. It will not go out.
Yeah, I'm going to let it burn.
Wow, 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 wow.
You okay? Yes.
Is your shirt okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Would rather it not be on everything, so.
Thank
I was
you.
about to pick it up and just...
Okay, well, that was our fire scare for the night. No one else is allowed to have any. No, we're going to leave them lit, and we're going to watch them dance as we sing Ma'otzor, which can be found on page 669 of our prayer books. Ma'osor Yeshuati Lechana El Shabeach Tikon Betefilati Visham Toda Nizabeach Ve'etachin Matbeach Mitzar Hamna Beach Azegmor Beshir Mizmor Hanukkah Mizbeach Azegmor Beshir Mizmor Hanukkah Mizbeach Rock of Ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amidst the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your arm availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. Now, next we're going to sing Ocho Candelicas, a song in Ladino, which is a Jewish dialect close to Spanish, similar to, it has the same relationship to Spanish that Yiddish has to German. And of course, it's only the sixth night, so none of our menorahs have 8 candles in them, but collectively we have a lot more than 8 candles burning right now, so I think it's appropriate. Hanukkah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Hanukkah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Uno candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Muchas fiestas voy fazer, con alegría y placer. Muchas fiestas voy fazer, con alegría y placer. Los pastelicos voy comer, con almendricas y mel. Uno candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Very nice, very nice. Just wait, so my Ladino is no good, but I've been practicing the Hebrew and the Yiddish for Hanukkah, so get ready. But first, let's bring in a little more light and warmth into our space tonight, and I'd like to invite up Christina to light our Shabbat candle for us and say the blessing on page 120. But we will be back to these 500 and 600 pages for more Hanukkah stuff. Don't you worry. Ooh.
Did not want to start a fire.
Yeah, we're not doing that again. What? Oh, yeah. Sorry. No, not on the wax again. Thank you.
This is why we don't invite me up to play fire.
The masks will get you every time. Amen. All right. So as promised now, page 669 and 670, we're going to do all three languages. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Sivivon to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each light, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Yemei HaChanukah, Chanukah mikdashenu, begilu v'simcha, mimalim et libenu, laila vayom svevon yasov, sufkan yot nochal bam larov, ha'iru, hadliku, nerot Chanukah rabim. Al hanisim ve'al haniflaot, asher cholelu hamakabim. Al hanisim ve'al haniflaot, asher cholelu hamakabim. Oy Hanukkah, Yantif Hashem, Holistika, Freilicher, Nita Nachazainer, alle Nachten Dreadlock, spielen mir. Zurich Heisalatka, Zestan Ashir, Geschwinder, singt Kinder, die Dinenke Lichterlechon. Singt al Hanissim, lob Gott al Fardinissim, kommt, Gecher tanzen und Korn. Singt al Hanissim, lob Gott Fardinissim, kommt, Gecher tanzen in Korn. I got Harry Potter in Yiddish for Hanukkah, and I'm really excited, guys. All right. One more before we welcome in the Sabbath Bride. The Latka song by Debbie Friedman, the one, the only, on our second song sheet. I am so mixed up that I cannot tell you. I'm sitting in the blender turning brown. I've made friends with the onions and the flour, and the cook is scouting oil in town. I sit here wondering what will come of me. I can't be eaten looking as I do. I need someone to take me out and cook me, or I'll really end up in a royal stew. I am a latka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. Every holiday has food so special. I'd like to have that same attention too. I do not want to spend life in this blender, wondering what I'm supposed to do. Matzah and chorosador for Pesach, chopped liver and challah for Shabbat. Blintzes on Shavuot are delicious, and gefilte fish no holidays without. I am a latka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. It's important that I have an understanding of what it is that I'm supposed to do. You see, there are so many who are homeless, with no jobs, no clothes, and very little food. It's important that we all remember that while we have most of the things we need, We must remember those who have so little. We must help them, we must be the ones to feed. I am a latka, I'm a latka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latka, I'm a latka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. So, if you have children under 5, come tomorrow for latkes. And if you do not have children under 5, join us in 2 weeks. We'll have some belated latkes with our regularly scheduled family Shabbat of December. And now, we'll have some more Hanukkah songs, but let's welcome in the Sabbath Bride. It's almost 7:30. She gets impatient, if we keep her waiting. The Lecha Dodi is on page 138. You might want to keep a finger in these back pages. But we turn to 138, and as is our custom, we sing verses, why can I not find this page? 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we reach verse 9, I invite you, if you're able, to rise and face the door and imagine Shabbat as a bride entering our sanctuary, coming down the aisle to join us. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor vezachor bedibor echad, Hishmiyanu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, V'shemo tiferet velitila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitorari, kiva orach kumi uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom atet bala, kam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. We're going to throw in one more Hanukkah song before we do a whole lot of Shabbat blessings together. Mia Malel on page 668. Mi malel gvurot Yisrael otan mim nehen bechol dor yakum hagibor goel ha'am. Shema bayamim hahem bazman hazeh Makabi Moshiach ufodeh Uvyamenu kol am Yisrael Yitached yakum lahigael. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid. Hark! In days of yore in Israel's ancient land, brave Maccabeus led the faithful band. And now all Israel must as one arise, redeem itself through deed and sacrifice. And with that, I call you to worship with the Baruch Hu on page 264. In case you ever wondered why Mishkan Tefillah is such a big prayer book, this is why. We're just going to jump all over it tonight. I invite you to prepare yourself for the call to worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. And we continue together on page 265. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. On page 266, we read responsively. In each age, we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment, we are addressed by the world. In each age, we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment, the knowing heart is filled with wonder. In each age, children of Torah become their children, and sages of the world come foundation of truth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. On pages 266 and 267 and 268, we have the Shema and the Veya. I invite you to prepare yourself as you are comfortable for these words of Torah. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam va'ed. Ve'ahavta ata et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meotecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlachtecha b'derech uvshachbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtabtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'hisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 269, again, we read responsively. Oh, and you may be seated. Also, we worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that one is to lose our breath as imperfection and evil abound.
Before our eyes there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is evil enough to break the heart, and there is good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When we bring, everyone will be claimed for ourselves.
Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learn God's presence to be in time and event, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi chamocha neder bakodesh, nora tehi lo dosef ele, nora tehi lo dosef ele. Malechutecha ra'u v'necha bokeyayam lifnei Moshe ze'eli Hanu ve'ameru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed mi chamocha mailim Adonai mi chamocha neder bakodesh Nora tehi lo tosef ele, Nora tehi lo tosef ele. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Page 271. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety, and in your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 272. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat La'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat La'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Before we turn to the centralmost part of our prayer, we turn back to page 669 for some words from this week's Haftarah, well, from Hanukkah's Haftarah. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone. By Spirit alone, Ruach, shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone, shall we all live in peace. The children sing, la-da-dee-da, the children dream, and their tears may fall, we will hear them call, and another song will rise. Another song will rise. Another song will rise. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone, shall we all live in peace. Not by might, not by power. Shalom. Now we're ready for the Amidah, which begins on page 273 and continues over the next few pages. I invite you to prepare yourself for the set of blessings. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geula livnei v'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem. Mechakel chaim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim. Ramatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, omido melech, melech memit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atal hachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehallelujah selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You may be seated. We continue together on page 278. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfills its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. Page 281. We start reading responsively, and then there is an extra insert for this thank you prayer tonight for Hanukkah. This time it's not just me adding in more Hanukkah songs. This is liturgically correct. So I'm going to just put my finger in 556 as well so that we can, do that. Okay. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands, we offer praise.
For the desire in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For life and nature, harmony and beauty, in the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of peace.
556. Al hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hagvurot ve'al hachuvot ve'al hamilchamot she'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem basman hazeh. Al hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hagvurot ve'al hachuvot ve'al hamilchamot she'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem basman hazeh. We thank you for the miracles, for the redemption, for the mighty deeds and saving acts brought about by you, and for the wars which you waged for our ancestors in days of old at this season. In the days of the Hasmoneans, Mattathias ben Yochanan the high priest and his children, when the evil government of Greece rose up against your people Israel to make them forget your Torah, and to make them leave the laws of your will. In your great mercy you rose up with them in their time of trouble, and fought in their fight, judged their cause just. You delivered the mighty into the hands of the weak, the many into the hands of the few, the unclean into the hands of the pure, the evil into the hands of the righteous, and the arrogant into the hands of those who engage in your Torah. For you made a great and holy name in your world, and for your people Israel, you brought about the great triumph and redemption on that very day. And when your children came to the Holy of Holies and emptied your temple and purified your holy place and lit candles in your holy courts and established these 8 days of Hanukkah, grateful to acknowledge and to praise your great name. We turn back to 281. For all these things, O Sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai. Hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Page 282. Shalom Rav, Vayisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon, L'chol hashalom. Etov beinecha livarech et amcha Yisrael, B'chol eit ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב וישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. Baruch atah Adonai hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We take a moment now for silent prayer. You might use the words on pages 283 through 285 or the meditations of your own heart. Yehiyu leratzon imrei fi vehegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, v'goali. May the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to you, Adonai, our rock and redeemer. We turn our thoughts now to those who are ill, injured, or in recovery from surgery, those in need of prayers for healing. We have on our list Mary Kennedy, Rosalind Cantu, Mike Haug, Lori Perry, Nick Joliot, Rhoda Wessler, Rhonda Butler, Ricky Grant, Shoshana Bat Avraham, Minna and Ira Dornfeld, Juliette Arrighi, Leslie White, Elaine Skolnick, Marilyn Frito, Anna Parias, Frank Lerner, John Solomon, Ann Cohen, Charlotte Birch, Anita Ash, Joseph Matter, Daryl Swan, Doris Hudson Trujillo, Susan Smith, Mary Lou Manzelli, Kevin Kossoff, Devin Kennedy, Herb Leventhal, Kai Bean, Gail O'Neill, Rachel Hofford, Bruce Berg, and Patty Bergeron. And if anyone else has a name they'd like to add, please do so. May the Holy One bless those in need of healing of mind, body, and spirit. The Mishberach is on page 371. Mishberach avotenu mekor habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach, everyone. Hanukkah is, at its core, a holiday about embracing freedom of religion, a pride in being Jewish, and a refusal to change just for the sake of fitting in with those in power. As modern progressive Jews, we have changed ourselves a bit to keep up with the times, but we maintain our Jewishness and can still appreciate that our ancestors fought for our right to do so. The emphasis of the miracle of the oil of Hanukkah took on a new importance for our rabbis who lived in ancient Babylonia or under ancient Rome at a time when talking about fighting foreign governments maybe didn't seem like a good idea. Ironically, further emphasizing from a historical point of view the importance of true freedom of religion. In this week's Torah portion, Parashat Miketz, Joseph makes his way out of jail and into the inner circle of Egyptian leadership. The Pharaoh himself arranges for Joseph to marry an Egyptian woman of high status, and she bears him 2 children. The first is named Manasseh, meaning, God has made me forget my hardship and my parental home. And the second is Ephraim, meaning, God has made me fertile in the land of my affliction. Joseph is ready to fit in with the Egyptians, but there's a level of obvious discomfort in it. He has come from a home where his own family members tried to kill him, and he fled to a place that has, aside from his stint in prison, mostly been good for and to him. He is able to rise to a position of power, but is unable to feel totally Egyptian. Rashi offers a midrash on the story of the famine in Egypt of this week's parsha. He says that the soil did not stop producing food, but rather what happened was that the food grew and then immediately rotted. There's a sense of intense and immediate terror in this midrash, that all of what we have may fall apart in front of our eyes at any moment. Joseph, the one in charge of managing the famine and the food that was able to be preserved from the 7 years of plenty, is not only concerned with the physical rotting of the produce, but that all of what he has built for himself may rot. His children, half Israelite and half Egyptian, seem to be central for his feeling rooted in the strange land of Egypt, and their names reflect his fear of this new place, as well as his desire to assimilate into it. His remembering of home and his desire to forget it. His concern for life, for staying alive, for giving life, for keeping alive all the people of Egypt and indeed throughout Mesopotamia as they come to him for food. Similarly, we all are assimilated Jews in some ways, trying to live safely in the broader communities we are a part of, but still feel in some way a pull to our Jewishness and our roots. Our Ner Shalom book club just finished reading The Last Kings of Shanghai by Jonathan Kaufman, and we are now reading The Last Rose of Shanghai by Weina Dai Randall. Both books about Jews in Shanghai, China. Issues of assimilation have been one of the core topics of the conversations around the books. Shanghai was home to many international powers, including 2 families of Baghdadi Jews with business empires that stretched across the east, with footholds in Baghdad, Mumbai, Bombay, that's what they called it then, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. Particularly after Iraq expelled its Jews and froze their accounts, these families assimilated into the British imperial power structure in these other eastern colonies. The European Jewish refugees who came to Shanghai in the 1940s had been fairly assimilated into German, Austrian, and Eastern European society and had as little in common with the anglicized Mizrahi Jews that saved them as they did their Chinese neighbors. Meanwhile, hardly mentioned in either book, but also relevant to this topic, is the Kaifeng Jews, descended from traders in the Intertemple period who lived so peaceably in China for so many hundreds of years that eventually they intermarried and assimilated into near extinction. There are families left in Kaifeng who know that they are Jewish, but no longer have much sense of what that means. It posed the question to our book club of whether we need to maintain some sense of outsider identity as Jews in order to maintain our Judaism. But unlike the Ethiopian Jews, who also lived in isolation from the rest of the Jewish community for many generations and had different practices of Judaism, the Kaifeng Jews did not opt to accept the teachings of the Talmud and to assimilate into European and Middle Eastern-centric modern Judaism the way many African Jews have. So perhaps that decision is a stance against outside influence as well. In 2 weeks, when we read about Jacob's death at the end of the book of Genesis, we will see that Joseph both embalms his father in the Egyptian tradition and also transports the body back to Canaan to be buried in the tradition of his grandfather and great-grandfather. Maybe sometimes finding those compromises is also a way of resisting the enforcement of specific cultural norms, and that is just as important as withstanding assimilation altogether. May we find safety and strength as Jews, living by our values and with our traditions in mind in a way that feels most honest. May we bring light into darkness, honor our identities, and may we live in peace among our neighbors. Amen. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Urim Sameach. We turn now toward our concluding prayers. We turn to page 586 for the Aleinu, and I would like to invite back up Christina. Yes. Christina, will you come back up and open the ark with me? I invite the rest of you to prepare for the ark to be open. Aleinu l'shabach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'vayei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד. Ushemo echad. You may be seated. We turn our thoughts now to those who are no longer with us in body, but remain with us in spirit. Since we weren't here last week, I just want to name again those who were marking a yard site without the community to say it with them. Steve Mandel, Nick Ralston, Louis Klein, Rose Buckman, Esther Glass, Bessie Raffel, Cecile Goldberg, Winifred Ulmer Hamilton, Sonia Daniels, and Joe Davis. This week marks a yard site for David Wattenmaker, Ruth Blair, Dr. Samuel Green, Sidney Schindler, Arthur Goldstein, Philip Berlin, and this week marks the first yard site of Kathleen Schindler. And we are still within the year of mourning for Jamie Bellitz, Neil Savage, Ann O'Neill, Bruce Schechter, Bernard Strassner, Ruth Sherman, Louis Aaron Honig, Jean Sullivan, Carolyn Rubel Magrum, David Nemero, Tom Lombard, Marion Finkel, Steve McGrew, Herbert Levy, Lynn Steffen, Gary Sullivan, Debbie Taylor Wright, Mark Anderson, and Samuel Fallis. And if anyone else has a name they'd like to add, please do so.
Carrie Harris.
The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Mourners and those who wish to join them may rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayachon u'v'yomachon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. You may be seated. Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru. Amen. A few announcements before our closing song. As I mentioned, tomorrow night is our Tatkes celebration. So that's a Tat, Shabbat, Havdalah, Latke, Hanukkah, everything, led by Miss Amanda tomorrow evening at 5:30. Sunday there is Sunday school. And immediately following Sunday school, there is a youth group meeting to plan next week's Shabbat service, which is our annual Human Rights Shabbat. So next week, services start at the normal time, 7:30, but I will be co-led up here by our youth group and with some extra social justice-y things happening. And so that's next week. And then the week after that is our regularly scheduled monthly family Shabbat service, which will be preceded by the annual latke dinner. Yes, Hanukkah's over, but latkes are good all December long. The registration for that just went live today, so please do register so that we know how many latkes we need. And thank you to Amanda for preparing some of them for us. Yeah, I think that's it for right now. Okay, our closing song is Light One Candle on page 671. Light one candle for the Maccabee children. Give thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. And light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with peace as a song in our heart. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep alive in that flame? What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. 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 Okay, so that's on Hanukkah. On Sunday night, I found a live recording that's like clearly from the later years of Peter, Paul, and Mary, and I was like, oh, they don't sound as good. Like, where's their great harmony? This is punishment for that, for criticizing how they were still singing at 60. That now I've lost my voice singing their song. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. Join me for Kiddush and Oneg.